Hello everybody and welcome back to Coin Quest. Coin Quest, of course, is the series where I take $500 boxes of quarters like this one right here, go through the rolls and look for interesting and valuable coins that I can use to fill in my collection books, which I have laid out on the table right here. The goal of the series is to see how quickly we can fill out these collection books using only quarters that we find in circulation via these bank boxes. So this right here is bank box number 1 for the quarters series. And here is a closer look at our $500 box of quarters. Man, is this thing heavy. I broke the seal already so that I could take a look at the rolls to make sure that they are circulated, and these are indeed going to be circulated coins, so we are good to go with episode number 1 of Coin Quest Quarters. So up here you can see we have all of the coin collection albums that we're going to be filling out in this series. I went through these at length in the last video, but I figured I'd just show you a quick overview of what we're dealing with. These are all of the United States quarters dating back to 1932. It's unlikely we'll find anything before that. I also have a couple collections for Canadian quarters going all the way back to 1937 and going up through the current date. One resource that we're going to be utilizing throughout this series is the Quin Coins silver stacking placemat, which features dimes, quarters, and half dollars. Obviously, we'll be looking at the quarters in this series. This middle row shows you all the different types of quarters that you can find in your quarter rolls. And then if we flip this over to the back side, we have a couple of other coins that we're going to be looking for. Obviously, going to be looking for anything pre-1965 because that's 90% silver. The West Point quarters from 2019 through 2020 and the Canadian silver quarters. But of course, we're going to be pulling out any Canadian quarter that we see because we are going to be putting them into these two collections right here. Of course, if you want to pick up one of these coin roll hunting placemats for yourself to aid you in your own quarter or dime or half dollar hunting, you can head on over to quinscoins.com, and I'll be putting links down in the description below. With all that being said, let's go ahead and jump into the first hunt of Coin Quest Quarters. All right, so once again, here is the box. We'll go ahead and open it up, and just so you guys know, this first hunt is going to be a pretty short one. I'm only going to be doing these first 5 rolls. The reason for that is because I anticipate that every single coin, well, not every single coin, but just about every single coin is going to be going into a collection. Maybe we'll even get a Canadian coin out of these first 5 rolls. Who knows? So yeah, these are going to be our first 5 rolls right here. I'm just going to grab this one right here to be the very first one we open. So let's go ahead and take a look at this roll live. You can see we have an older Washington quarter. I don't want to say older, it's pre-1999. And then we have a state quarter or possibly an America the Beautiful quarter on that end. So endless possibilities when it comes to quarters, guys. Let's open up this first roll, see if we can get a silver quarter right off the bat. I would be absolutely stoked if we could do something like that. But it doesn't look like it, guys, just looking at those edges. They all look clad to me, so post-1965. Not seeing anything that looks Canadian either. So we'll just go ahead and dump this roll out. And obviously, a lot of these coins are going to be going into the collections. So we'll see how many collections we can actually get different coins into. So the first coin, unbelievable, guys. The very first coin that we find is Ohio. If you guys don't know, I'm from the state of Michigan. And, you know, there's a little bit of hostility between Michigan and Ohio. I was hoping we could get a Michigan before we could get an Ohio, but hey, I'll take it, guys. I'm friendly with folks down in Ohio, so I will definitely take that one. The next one, it looks like it's going to be a Connecticut. I almost said Massachusetts. That's actually one of the first year state quarters right there. And one thing I will also be looking for, you see we have the Denver mint mark down there on the right-hand side of the Washington bust. So we're actually going to be looking for Denver and Philadelphia mint. So it's not good enough just to get a Connecticut. We also have to get the Philadelphia Connecticut alongside the Denver. So quite a bit of hunting to do here with the quarters. Lots of state quarters coming out so far. Actually, this one's going to be a National Parks 2015. So these are all going to be going into the collection. And, you know, as we get further and further along, oh, there's a 2020 right off the bat. That's pretty cool to see. See if we get a W on that. That would be nice as well. Nope, no W there. But, yeah, there's going to be just lots and lots of coins to look through, guys. And I don't really know how much you guys want me to show in this first hunt. Oops, dropped that one. This one's a Saratoga 2015. All kinds of different types of quarters you can find. Here's our first non-state quarter, it looks like. So this one's a little bit older. 1992 Denver is the year on that one. So what I'm going to do with this roll, guys, I'm just going to go through it, see if we can find any of those West Point coins. And if we don't, then I'm just going to take all the coins that we find. I haven't seen a single duplicate yet, and we'll be putting them into the collection. There's a 94. It's crazy. Every single year we go, it gets harder and harder to find these non-state or non-America the Beautiful type quarters. because they just get drowned out by how many different types of quarters we have that are newer. So here we have a 2020 Salt River Bay. We'll flip it over to see if we get a W on that one. Nope, that one's going to be a Denver, so that'll be going into the collection for us as well. Like I said, still haven't seen any duplicates as far as I can tell. And take a look at this, guys. We actually just got the same coin that we have on this version of the silver stacking placemat, the Frederick Douglass. And I haven't actually seen one of these in quite a while. It's the 2017. See if we get a Philadelphia or a Denver. And we got the Denver on that one. So that one will be going in as well. All right, guys, I'm just going to go ahead and briefly look through the rest of these to see if there's anything super interesting. If not, I'm just going to fill all of these into the collection and let you know if we have any duplicates or if every single one of these is going to be going in to a spot in the collection. Okay, one last thing to look at right here. We just got another Salt River Bay. So we get another chance for a W on that. And if you don't know, the West Point coins, they are rarer. They didn't make very many of them. They're sort of like a novelty item, and they're going for 10 to 20 bucks on eBay right now, which is pretty cool. So if you can get one, it's not only rare, but it's also a little bit valuable if you're just into selling it. But that one's not going to be it for us, guys. So we'll go ahead and get these into the collection, and I'll get back to you in just a sec. All right, guys, that took a pretty long time, but I finally got all those coins into the collection. We only had a single duplicate, and I'll show you that in just a sec. But I kind of want to give you an idea of what we were able to get. So obviously in this first collection, nothing into those silver sections. The oldest coin that we were able to find in that first roll was 1969. We also got a 72. And I'll just show you kind of where we're at with some of these other pages. The one thing I don't like about these collections is that they're clear, so that it kind of makes it difficult to see exactly what we have, because, you know, from like the other page behind it, stuff like that will show through. And I kind of have a technique that I use to modify these collections to make them a little bit easier to see on camera. I'll probably implement that after this video. But yeah, you can see we're doing pretty well on a lot of these pages. We even got one into that last page right there, which only has a single date on it, the 1998. So that's how far we got into that collection so far. I think there's about 15 coins in there. Moving on to the state collection now, the 1999 through 2008. What I was able to do was basically just divide these into either a non-state quarter, which would go into that last collection we looked at, the state quarters from 99 up through 2008, and then the America the Beautiful and National Parks collection, which was 2010 through 2021, and then I kind of put them into the collection based on that. There's kind of an interesting thing about this collection, and it's right here. If you look at this, it's just a tiny little piece of plastic that slides out in the middle. All of the other collections usually will have like this right here. You can see it covers 2 different sections there, but since this has 5 on the page, they had to put the little tiny one in the middle, which I think is pretty cute. And I'll show you something interesting on the next one as well. So you can see right here, we didn't really get anything into there. No Michigan quarters, unfortunately. We did find both of the South Dakotas, though. We're going to have to get both of the North Dakotas, though, to make that complete. Both of the Arizonas as well, so we're doing pretty well on that one so far as well. We did not get any into this single collection, which literally only has 1 year in it. It's one of the most ridiculous collections I've ever seen in my life. Not sure if we'll get one into that today, but definitely hoping that we do. Those ones are a little bit harder to find. So with the 2010 through 2021 collection, we did just about as well as we did on the state collection. Nothing into this first year. These are actually pretty rare. 2010, 2011, even 2012 and 2013 are a lot more rare than the rest of the quarters around that time period. And you can see it even kind of goes into 2014 a little bit because we weren't able to find any of those. 2015, though, is where things start picking up. We got a couple in there. And then 2016, we got a few on that page as well. Nothing, well, just one here, it looks like. The one interesting thing about this collection, and I kind of pulled them out over here. So I showed you that some of these pages had basically a little piece of plastic that spanned 2. This one actually spans, I think, 3. So this one right here, I guess they did a little differently than on the last one. They made this one span 3, and the top one spans 2 instead of having that 1 in the middle. Yeah, I don't know, just kind of a interesting choice there. We were able to get both of the Salt River Bay, the Philadelphia and Denver, and that American Samoa coin. Still looking out for the West Point, of course. Now, the one duplicate that we did get, I'll put this down real quick so we can take a look at that. So here is the duplicate that we got out of the first roll. The only duplicate was a Vermont 2001 Denver coin. And one coin that I haven't put in yet is right here. We actually did get a bicentennial. I just neglected to show it to you guys. This one's the coin with the double date that signifies the bicentennial of the United States, 1776 to 1976. That one will be going into the first collection. So I'll put that in there and then get back to you guys so we can take a look at that second roll. All right, so like I said earlier, roll number 1 had 39 coins out of the 40 in the roll go into the collection. Let's see what roll number 2 is going to have for us. So we have it right here, and let's go ahead and jump into it live and see if we can get anything interesting out of it. And if we don't, at least we'll be filling in a lot of spots in the collection. I'm sure there's plenty of coins here that are going to be going in. All right, so right off the bat, guys, I'm seeing one that is super shiny, one that definitely stands out above the rest. It's not looking silver, but it is definitely looking shiny. So we're going to take a look at that one. Actually, that one on the end looks pretty shiny as well. Let me just put this down real quick so I can get a good grip on that shiny one right there. Hoping for a West Point here. And we can see it come out here with the obverse showing. We see a Philadelphia mint mark right there, so definitely not going to be a West Point, but it could be one that goes into the collection. So let's go ahead and flip it over and see what we have. All right, so yeah, there we go. A 2020 Marsh Billings Rockefeller. This is one of the coins that I actually have found a West Point quarter on, and I'll put the link up to that video right here if you want to check that out. That was definitely an exciting find, and I was able to do it with my brother Kevin, which was a pretty cool experience. So that one's definitely going to be going in. We haven't seen that one yet. Go ahead and take a closer look at the rest of these coins. I can see another older state quarter coming out right off the bat right there. This is going to be another, I guess not 1999, it's going to be a 2000 Maryland. We haven't seen one of these yet, and this one is really beat up. So we'll hopefully be replacing that soon if we can find a better one. But yeah, let's just go through these real quick, see if we can get anything else interesting. I think this is the one that was on the end. Let's take a look at that. We know that this is going to be a duplicate because I have both of the Salt River Bay already. That one's the Philadelphia. Would be nice to see the W come out, but that doesn't always happen for you. There's a 2016 with some really interesting toning on it. I know that one will be going in. There's California. I remember as a kid I used to look out for that, and I also remember this being the newest coin that you could find, so I was probably 8 years old looking for those California quarters. There is a 2016, which I know we don't have yet, and here's a bunch of non-state quarters that we'll be taking a look at. So Iowa, Virginia, a bunch of non-state quarters, all kinds of stuff. Definitely a lot of coins that we have not seen yet, so I'm happy about that. We're going to be filling lots of spots in this collection very early on. There's another Salt River Bay, and here's a Delaware. I know this one's going to be going in. It's a 1999. One of those first year coins. And one interesting thing with this one, you want to be looking out for one that's called the Spitting Horse Delaware Air. I'll put a picture up of it on the screen there so you can see. And we'll take a look to see if we have it on this one. But taking a closer look at that horse's mouth, I am not seeing the air on this one. I still haven't been able to find that yet, but I'm always looking out for it. So that is that. And we have another Salt River Bay here. Let's see if we have the W, and we do not. So I think that's about going to do it for this roll, guys. I'm going to go through these and put as many into the collection as we can get. Right after I look at this Weir Farm 2020, see if we have a W. Nope, just a Philadelphia, but that is once again a new coin, which will be going into the collection, guys. All right, I'm going to go ahead and put these in and see what we get. All right, so I just finished up putting that second roll of coins in, and we were able to get 30 out of that one, much less than the 39 in the first one. Quite a few duplicates this time. Starting off with this first Washington quarters collection right here. Nothing really went in on this page, but we were actually able to get the second bicentennial. So we got the Philadelphia earlier, and this time we actually got the Denver mint mark. So let's take a look at that one. I don't know how I missed this when I was originally looking through the coins, but you can see right there on the right-hand side of Washington, there is a small mint mark, and that is going to be your Denver mint mark. They're a little bit harder to tell on these old, worn-out Washington quarters, but that is the Denver mint mark, so that's going to be going right here. Let's go ahead and put that one in while we have that slot open. And then I thought this was kind of interesting, guys. I also was able to find the 1977 Philadelphia, which we didn't have yet, and that is going to be this coin right here. But take a look at this. You don't have to push at all to get that into the collection. It is so worn out that it just falls right in. And luckily we have this little plastic sleeve to keep it in place, but it is probably going to rattle around a little bit in there at least until we find a new one that's not so worn out. But you can see we're getting pretty far into these collections. That one is definitely getting filled up. I doubt that we're going to have more than 30 on the next roll. I think there's going to be a lot more duplicates this time around. As far as the state collection goes, we're getting quite a few on this first page with the 1999s and 2000s. There's just tons of those coming out for us. A little bit more sparse here. Not a whole lot has changed. We did actually finally get a couple coins into this collection. Still no Michigan yet. But yeah, you can kind of just see the progress there. And then we'll just move on to our last one here. Once again, we didn't get any into that 2009 District of Columbia and Territories collection. But in the America the Beautiful, still missing out on those first couple pages. Basically didn't find anything once again up until 2015, where we did get a few more filled in there. Lots filled in on this page. You can see not a whole lot on this page, but then we get over to the 2020s and we're finding quite a few of them. Obviously those did just come out, so they are showing up quite a bit in circulation. People haven't really pulled them out yet. So I think we'll fill up that page pretty quickly, and I'm not sure when the 2021s are going to show up, but we'll definitely be on the lookout for them, and I think we have just enough spaces to fit them all in. Alright, so moving on to our third roll now. Let's see if we can beat that score of 30, but I really kind of doubt it. As we go along, we're just going to have more and more duplicates coming out because we keep filling these collections up, and you know, that's just kind of how it works. Alright, so there is the third roll. Once again, we have some nice shiny ones. I'm thinking those are probably going to be 2020s. Some of them may end up being duplicates, but if we can get a West Point, obviously that I'll take as many duplicates of those as I can possibly find. They are very rare and actually worth a bit of money. So two right here, which struck my eye, or which caught my attention, I guess you could say, were these. This is a 2020 Salt River Bay, and I'm going to move this one over so we can see what's under it. It looks like it's just going to be a Philadelphia Mint, whatever it is. Oh, okay, sweet. We got a San Antonio Missions from 2019. These also have a chance at finding the West Point quarter, but it looks like that one's not going to be it. That's just going to be a Philadelphia. Let's check out this Salt River Bay, though, and flip it over, see if we can get that W. Nope, just going to be a Philadelphia. All right, one more shiny one over here that I saw. This one is definitely in nice shape. Just a Denver, though, and it's Salt River Bay, so I'll put that one to the side. We definitely already have all of the Salt River Bays. I've been seeing a lot of those coins showing up for us. This one right here was also shiny. That's just a 2017, though. It is definitely one we don't have yet, though. I don't have the effigy mounds in the collection yet. And one more just real shiny coin right here. Going to be a Philadelphia and a Salt River Bay. All right, guys, let's dive into these coins and take a closer look to see if we're going to get anything interesting out. I didn't see anything on the edges. If I did, I would have definitely showed you. It looks like right here, though, we do have our first 2012. Now, this is one that I don't see very often. Definitely more rare than a lot of the state quarters around that time. 2012 Hawaiian Volcanoes. That is awesome, and it's probably not going to show up for us for a while now. I'm definitely going to be putting that one into the collection. I think it's going to go in on that page that we haven't really touched yet. Here's a couple of 2014s right there, so I think those are going to be going in as well. There is a Maryland. I think we have both of those, although we could always use more. We have a 2019 right here with some weird toning on it. We do have a chance for a West Point on that, but that one's not going to cut it. Here we have our first Kansas quarter, and there's actually an error to be on the lookout for on this one as well. So I'll flip this over to the backside and zoom in on the area where the error would be. Put a picture up on the screen for you to kind of give you an idea of what you want to be looking for. Basically, we're looking for a grease error on the T and sometimes the TR and maybe even the G of God, and then the TR on trust, which would make it look like it says "In God we rust," but I don't see it on this one, so we'll probably just be putting that one into the collection. No error, unfortunately, but hey, it's the first Kansas quarter I've seen, so I will definitely take it. All right, so some more 2015s. There is a Arkansas. I don't think we have Arkansas yet, so I'm happy to take that one. Let's check this one for the Spitting Horse, which we mentioned earlier in the video. Don't see it on that one, so I think that's probably going to go back. I'm pretty sure we have most, if not both, of the Delaware quarters. There's our oldest coin so far, 1965. That's probably going to hold the oldest spot for quite a while, because if you go back any further, you're looking at a silver quarter, which definitely don't come up very often in quarters, although they do come up every once in a while. I have found them in the past. It's just very, very difficult to do. So getting down to the end of this roll, I'm almost certain we do not have any bicentennials in this one, but in case we do, you know, I'll let you know. But guys, I'm going to go ahead and put these into the collection, see if we can beat that score of 30 on the last roll, and I'll get back to you once we figure that out. All right, so the numbers are definitely going down. In roll 3, we're only able to get 21 out of 40 coins, just a little over half into the collection. Nothing too interesting going on in the early Washington or the state collections really, but in the national parks, like I said earlier, we were able to get our first 2012. That's going to be the first one on this page. Still nothing on that first page with the 2010s and 2011s, but definitely happy to get a 2012. Those are pretty difficult to come by. These pages are definitely filling up a little bit more as well. And as you can see right there, just making slow but steady progress. This one definitely needs some work though. Those 2019s, I don't know why, there's a lot of 2015s coming through. And we didn't actually get any 2020s into the collection on that last roll. So hopefully we can get some of these other ones filled in this next roll. So let's go ahead and get into that right now. So we are now getting into roll 4 of 5 for this episode. Let's see if we can get somewhere close to 21. I have a feeling though that this might be the first roll where less than half of them actually go into the collection. Hoping for a Canadian though. It would be great to see one come out in this first episode. Unfortunately though, with that, I'm not really seeing anything other than clad edges. Of course, we do have a few shiny ones. There's 2 right there and 1 right there. So let's grab that first one, see if it's going to be anything interesting. And guys, look at how dirty my fingers are. Just because I'm handling every single coin, I've only gone through 3 rolls. These gloves were perfectly white before the video started, and now they're getting pretty dirty. So definitely want to be wearing gloves when you're looking through coins. But guys, right there I am seeing a Salt River Bay. Not going to go into the collection unless it's a W. So let's flip it over and see if we get that, guys. 3, 2, and 1. Nope, just going to be a Denver on that one. So that one's going to the side. Let's see, where were those other 2 shiny looking coins? I think they're these 2 right here. Let's take a look at these ones. Okay, so they're both coming out obverse up. That one's a Denver and that one's a Philadelphia. So let's see what we got. Salt River Bay, and oh, that's not Salt River Bay. What do we have here? 2016. This one might be going in. Theodore Roosevelt. Yeah, I don't think we have that one yet, so I think that one will be going into the collection. All right, let's dump these out and see if there's anything noteworthy. Right off the bat, I am seeing an Oklahoma over here. I'm pretty sure that we don't have that one yet. I've been seeing a lot of not Oklahoma, but I've seen some 2007, 2008 type coins. Just haven't seen that one come out for us yet. All right, so what are we going to have in this roll? There's a Florida. I don't think we've seen too many of those. New Mexico, I think, is another one that we haven't seen yet. So that is promising. Oh, there's North Dakota. I know we got both of the South Dakotas. Now we might be making some headway on the Norths. Arkansas, I think we have one of those. We need another one. Oh, there we go, guys. Look at this. So this right here is our first 2009 coin. It's going to go into that collection that there's only a single year, and it's 2009. American Samoa. This one you actually don't see too much of, and you really don't see too much of any of the 2009s other than maybe the Washington, D.C. So I'm happy that the Samoa came out for us first. Let's take a look at that obverse. Looks like we have a Philadelphia mint on that. So that is the first coin that's going to be going into that collection for us. We haven't had one into it yet. So I'm definitely happy to see that come out for us. There's another 2016 Theodore Roosevelt. So I'll put that one to the side. Here we have a 2019. So we actually have a chance for a West Point mint mark again. It's got some pretty gnarly damage up there on the top right. Let's flip it over though, see if we have a damaged West Point. No, we don't. Big gash right there above the Philadelphia as well. So that's just going to be a damaged coin, guys. Oh, look at that, guys. We actually just got another American Samoa coin right in the same roll. Let's actually take a look at these mint marks to see if they're going to both go into the collection. So that one's a Philadelphia. And what is this one going to be? Let's flip it over and see. Oh, that one's going to be a Philadelphia as well. So we actually have a double in that roll. It's crazy. You don't find any 2009s and then you find 2 of the exact same one in the same roll. Anyways, it looks like we have a Montana right there. I don't think we have any of those yet, so that'll probably be going into the collection. Oh, look at that. Right there, guys, we just got another 2009, and it's actually going to be a Guam this time. So that is one of the United States territories, 2009, and let's go ahead and flip that over. We have a Denver for that one. So 2 coins going into the 2009 very weird and random collection. I don't know why they only made a collection for just a single year. It's super crazy. But we will be putting those coins in there, guys. I'll show you that in just a sec. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and get the rest of these coins in wherever that can fit them into the collection. All right, guys, so just finished putting roll 4 away. We were able to get 17 coins out of that one, so a little bit less than half of the coins in the roll. And we have one more to go, and we'll see if we're going to get close to that score or maybe even beat it. With this one though, we were lucky enough to get actually three 2009 coins. One of them was a duplicate. So the first one here was Guam, so that one's going to be going in. And then we also were able to get the American Samoa, and that one was the Philadelphia mint mark. So let's go ahead and open up this super weird District of Columbia and U.S. Territories 2009. It literally just says the only date that is in this book right on the front cover. So you can see it's way more spaced out. I think these are all probably going to be, yeah, these a little bit thicker than the ones on the last one where it was only a single row. But you can see we have DC there, Puerto Rico, Guam right here, and the American Samoa. So they're going to be right next to each other. So let's set the camera down here and take a look at those once again. We have the Guam, and that one was going to be the Denver actually. So Guam, Denver is going to be going right there. And then let's see, we got the American Samoa, and that one is actually the Philadelphia. So that one's going to be going actually right next to it. So the very center coins in the collection. I find this collection even weirder though, I want to say. And the reason for that is because if you actually look at this, they totally could have fit every single thing onto one page. For some reason, they decided to make it 2 pages. I don't know, maybe it was just to make it look a little bit bigger, but they just kind of put that extra page in there, and it's really for no reason. There's nothing to put on that second page. Everything is pretty much contained on this first page, which could have totally gone into this collection if you think about it. But yeah, that's what we got, guys. So I'm going to be showing you the rest of the collections once we get through the 5th roll, which we're going to go ahead and start right now. Okay, so here we go. Roll 5 of 5 for this first episode of Coin Quest Quarters. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. Last chance for a Canadian / silver / West Point quarter out of these first 5 rolls. Are we going to get something interesting on these edges? I don't think so. Although, once again, I do see a couple of shiners. There's one right here, which I'm going to grab, hoping for that West Point. Once again, it's going to be a Salt River Bay. I've been seeing lots and lots of these coins. So unless it's a W, I'm not really interested in it because they do come up quite a bit. And here's our other shiner. That's a Philadelphia mint, and it's also going to be a Salt River Bay. All right, so let's see if we can find some more 2009s. In this batch right here. Right off the bat, we're getting a Theodore Roosevelt. I think I actually, in the last roll, I filled in both of those. Or it was either both of those or just one of them. I can't remember. But I don't know. We might end up filling that one in. There's another Alaska right there. It's Salt River Bay. Flip it over for the W. No luck. All right, so just getting through the rest of these. I'm seeing a lot that we have already seen before. Oh, that's a nice, shiny 2020 right there. Look at that. American Samoa. And it's kind of funny because this is sort of like a repeated theme in the quarters. As you saw earlier, we got the 2009 American Samoa because it is a national or it's a U.S. territory, but it's also going to be in this national park category. Also, an interesting thing about this, I know you guys are familiar with the events that occurred in 2020, somewhat had to do with bats. So people were a little off-put at seeing this design. This is a really nice one, though, and I really do like this design. I think it's super cool. It's kind of funny because they are upside down on the coin. The 2020 faces this way, and the bats are actually facing upside down. It's kind of cute, too, with the little baby there. I think this one's definitely going in. That's the best coin that I've seen out of this little batch of coins so far. So I think I'll probably replace whatever I have with that one. Here's another 2020 American Samoa. Of course, always looking for the W. I'm not going to have it on that one, though. All right, so actually we have a Delaware here, so we can check that one for the Spitting Horse. And I'm not seeing it on that. We'll just shift over. We just had a few more coins to go through here to see if we're going to get anything of interest. Oh, there we go, finally. A Michigan quarter. That's going to be our first. It's going to be going in the Denver section, so I'll definitely be putting that one to the side. Our first Michigan quarter. There's Massachusetts, Hawaii. I think that might be our first Hawaii as well, and a couple that we've seen a few times already. So guys, I'll go ahead and get these into the collection and let you know what we got out of our last roll. So I just finished putting roll 5 away. We were able to get a total of 13 out of 40 new coins in that roll. Actually, the same drop in new number of coins from 4 to 5 as there was from 3 to 4. Just 4 less than the last. So now guys, we're going to go ahead and take a look at these collections and see how far we were able to get them in just 5 rolls. Now the interesting thing about this, guys, I think this is a really good indication of what is out there when you are looking at any type of denomination. If you just look through 5 rolls, you'll get a pretty quick and good idea of what you're going to be able to find, what you're going to be seeing a lot of, and what's going to be more difficult. So you can see right here we got starting in 65. Obviously we didn't get anything silver, but we are missing quite a few coins still there in the early 60s or I guess late 60s and early 70s. On this page we were able to get both bicentennials. Quite a bit of this page is filled out. I don't think we'll have any issues filling out the rest of that page. Same with this one. I think it's even a little bit more full than the last one. And actually, this is the only page that we technically filled out completely because we were able to get both coins that were on this page. There aren't really any other coins that you need to find on this page. I'll probably find something to put in those empty spots, but that's what we have for that one. So this one I think is about 50% full, at least as far as non-silvers go, on just 5 rolls. So it's really pretty incredible just what you can get on just 5 rolls of coins, and really any denomination as well. Alright, so here we are moving on to the statehood quarters, so we'll take a look at this album now. This first page I think is probably the most full out of any in this collection. So you can see that those early ones are showing up quite often. The ones in the middle, not so much though. It's pretty sparse here, maybe less than 50% on that page. Definitely less than 50% on this page, although we do have one coin that we need to put in right here. That's why I left this open. So the Michigan quarter right there, I'm going to set this down, and you can see right here, this is the one that we got. Flip it over to see what we have for a mint mark. It looks like it's going to be a Denver, so go ahead and slide that into the spot right there. I always hate putting these ones on the far ends in because these always slide out when you do it, and you got to put them back in. Once again, I really love how there's just this tiny little one in the middle. I think it's super cute. Anyway, moving on to the next one. I think we got about 50% on this page right here, and then on the last page here with the 2007 through 2008. Pretty much same thing, maybe a little bit less than 50% on that page. So now moving on to the District of Columbia 2009 collection. The only 2 coins that we were able to get into this very small collection were those 2 that we found, I believe, in roll number 3 or 4. And that was the Guam and American Samoa. So that's all we got in that one. Still quite a ways to go, and definitely more 2009 coins to find. Moving on now to the 2010 through 2021 America the Beautiful set. Once again, like I was telling you in the beginning, these are going to be the most difficult, and this is definitely displayed by looking at this. We've gone through 5 rolls, haven't found a single coin to fill out this page. This one we did, but it was literally just a single coin. We got the 2012 Philadelphia Hawaiian Volcanoes. Now moving a little bit forward, you can see we got about 50% on this page right here. Some of those earlier ones are a little bit more difficult. It's looking like in the 2014 area. This page right here we did pretty well on, probably a little over 50% done already. Now the 2018-2019 area, definitely looking sparse. I would love to find some more 2019s. I wasn't expecting to have such a difficult time with the 2018s, so that's something that I'll have to be on the lookout for in the future. And of course the 2020s really didn't have any difficulties finding. This 2020 right here is the one that we found in the end. Definitely a nice looking coin, and it fits into the collection nicely right there. We just have a few more missing there, but I'm sure that those will come out no problem. Unfortunately, the Canadian quarter collections didn't get any love today. I would love to put some coins into these, but we just kind of have to take them as we find them, and they don't really show up as often as the Canadian pennies did when we were looking for pennies, so I guess we just kind of have to take what we can get. Once again, guys, if you're interested in picking up the Quin Coins silver stacking placemats to aid you in your own coin roll hunting, make sure to head on over to quinscoins.com, and I'll be putting links down in the description below. I didn't show off this side too much, but it's definitely useful if you're getting into coin roll hunting, either dimes, quarters, or half dollars. All of those contain silver if you can find them, and it's definitely going to be a nice guide for you if you're just getting started. So you can get these once again at quinscoins.com, and I'll put the links down in the description below. And with that being said, that's going to pretty much do it for this one, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to go down below and leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new, because I post new videos like this every single week, always bring you along with the hunts and having a good time. And as always, I'm Quinn, and this is Quin Coins signing out, and I will see you in the next episode of Coin Quest Quarters.